Hi everyone, I'm Doris from Susan's family. Today, I'll be showing you the head tilting toy, the Little Green Dragon edition. For this electronic tutorial, you can search for susode.com on the website to view it. This toy consists of the main body, belly, facial features, tail, and decorations. The main body includes the head, feet, body and neck. Let's start by learning how to crochet the head. We'll use the magic ring method to begin. Then, crochet in rounds counterclockwise. During the process, you'll need to add stuffing. Before we start crocheting, let's take a look at the chart. In the chart, our plus number indicates the round number. The stitch instructions column shows the stitch techniques and any increases or decreases needed for that particular round. The total stitches column indicates the total number of stitches after completing that particular round. This toy is crocheted using the X single crochet stitch. In later steps, we will simply refer to it as a single crochet. The stitch techniques used for the head include X for single crochet, V for SC2 in 1, A for SC2 tog, chain, and slip stitch. Now, please watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Before we start crocheting, let's learn the proper posture for crocheting. To make it easier for everyone to see clearly, I'll use a different color yarn for this demonstration. For specific yarn, color schemes, and hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. Start with a magic ring. Pick up the yarn with your right hand. Wrap it around your left little finger once. Pass it through between your middle finger and index finger. Then pinch the yarn tail with your thumb and middle finger. Hold the crochet hook with your right hand. Place it under the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Form a ring on the hook. Pinch the crossing point of the loop with your left thumb and middle finger. Make the loop slightly bigger. Put the hook on the left side of the yarn. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Keep pinching the loop. Maintain its size. This completes the magic ring. Begin crocheting the first round. In the chart, our 1 is 7x. The number before X indicates how many single crochets to work. If there's no number, it means to work 1 single crochet by default. Here it means to work 7 single crochets into the magic ring. Before starting, work 1 chain as the beginning chain for the single crochet. Yarn over, pull the yarn through. The beginning chain of the single crochet does not count as a stitch, therefore, it is not marked in the chart. In practice, when crocheting in rounds, unless otherwise specified, you need to work a beginning chain at the beginning of each round, and the beginning chain for the single crochet does not count as a stitch. This will not be repeated later. Now let's start working the single crochets. Insert into the magic ring. Place the hook above the yarn. Draw the yarn through. Now there are 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over. Draw through the 2 loops on hook. That completes 1 single crochet. We can see a V-shaped stitch on the right side. This is the single crochet stitch. Move on to the second single crochet. Insert. Place the hook above the yarn. Pull through. Then yarn over. Draw through all the loops on the hook. Another single crochet completed. We need to work 7 single crochets in this round. Continue crocheting the remaining single crochets. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. After completing, close the magic ring. Tighten the yarn tail. Tighten up the center of the piece. Next, work into the first single crochet stitch of this round. Finish with a slip stitch. Let's find the first stitch. Count back from the stitch on the right side of the hook. The 7th V-shaped braid is the first stitch. Insert the hook. Yarn over, draw the yarn through, and draw through all the loops on the hook in once. Slip stitch completed. This is the chain formed by the slip stitch. The joining slip stitch does not count as a stitch. You need to tighten it to avoid crocheting extra stitches later. Slip stitches are also not marked in the chart. When crocheting in rounds actually, unless there's no special instruction, always finish by joining with a slip stitch and pull tight. That completes the first round. Move on to round 2. This round is 7V. V stands for SC2 in 1. The number before V tells you how many SC2 in 1s to make in a row. Similarly, if there's no number, it means to make 1 SC2 in 1 by default. So here, you will make 7 SC2 in 1s. Before you start with 1 chain as the beginning chain for the single crochet, then work the first SC2 in 1. That means making 2 single crochets in the same stitch. Hook into the first stitch of the previous round. It's the same spot where you just made the slip stitch. As you crochet, keep the starting tail above the hook. Work it in as you go to weave in it. 1, 2. This completes 1 SC2 in 1. Continue with another SC2 in 1 in the next stitch on the left. Pay attention to weaving in the ends. 1, 2. Another SC2 in 1 is completed. Follow the same method, and work SC2 in 1s in the remaining stitches one by one. After completing the last stitch, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Hook into the first stitch. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through, and draw through all the loops on the hook in once. The slip stitch is complete. Pull tight. This completes the second round. The starting tail has already been woven in for a round. It can now be cut off. Next, work the third round. In the chart, R3 is X, V, *7. The parentheses here indicate a group. Asterisk in number indicates the number of times to repeat the pattern. Here it means to repeat the stitches inside the parentheses 7 times. Start with the first repeat. Make 1 beginning chain, then work 1 single crochet into the first stitch of the previous round. Next, work 1 SC2 in 1 into the adjacent stitch. This completes one group inside the parentheses. Let me demonstrate it again. Work 1 single crochet. Then work 1 SC2 in 1. That's the second repeat. Continue repeating this group 5 more times. Complete the entire round. After finishing the last stitch, join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Pull tight. This completes the third round. Move on to the fourth round. This round also repeats the stitches in parentheses 7 times. Start with the first repeat. Make 1 beginning chain. Work 1 single crochet into the first stitch. Then work 1 SC2 in 1 into the left stitch. Follow up with 1 single crochet into the adjacent stitch. The first repeat is done. Everyone continue to finish the remaining 6 repeats. After completing the last stitch, join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Pull tight. That completes the fourth round. Take a look at the fabric. Behind the stitches, there are these horizontal lines. This side is the wrong side of the fabric. The other side is the right side. When crocheting next, keep the right side facing you. Now let's go over how to count rounds. On the right side of the fabric, there are these raised textures and circles. Avoid the starting position. Count how many texture circles there are. That indicates how many rounds you've completed. You can see there are 4 texture circles now. This means 4 rounds have been finished. For the upcoming 5th to 11th rounds, the stitch techniques used have all been demonstrated in detail earlier. The meanings of the stitch instruction will be similar to before. Just follow the stitch order in the chart and crochet accordingly. Among these, the positions marked as even mean picking up the stitches from the previous round, and working single crochet evenly. Moving on, everyone refer to the stitch pattern in the chart, and complete rounds 5 through 11. When crocheting, don't forget to start with a beginning chain, and end with a joining slip stitch. Look! This is what it looks like after completing the 11th round. Next, we'll work on the 12th round. Start by crocheting the corresponding amount of single crochets. After finishing, crochet the stitches in the parentheses. Start with 1 SC2 tog. Let's get familiar with the stitch. One stitch looks like this. 2 strands of yarn. The strand closer to you is the front loop. The strand further from you is the back loop. Hook into the front loop of the adjacent stitch. That is, this single strand of yarn. Then hook into the front loop of the left stitch. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Place the hook above the yarn. Pull through the first 2 loops. There are 2 loops remaining. Yarn over, and draw through in once. 1 SC2 tog is completed. This method of decreasing by only picking up the front loops is called an invisible decrease. Use this technique to decrease stitches. The gaps between stitches are relatively small. The fabric looks more delicate overall. Move on to 1 single crochet. This completes 1 group inside the parentheses. Continue with the second repeat. Start with 1 SC2 tog. Hook into the front loops of the left 2 stitches. Then pull the yarn through the first 2 loops. There are 2 loops remaining. Yarn over, and draw through in once. Another SC2 tog is done. Then do 1 more single crochet. The second repeat is now complete. Let me demonstrate it one more time. Next, continue to finish the remaining part of this round. After completing the last stitch, join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. Tighten the yarn. This completes round 12. For the remaining rounds of the head, just keep crocheting in rounds according to the stitch pattern on the chart. You also need to add stuffing during the process. You can stuff it when there are just a few rounds left to crochet. Let me demonstrate the stuffing method now. Fluff up the fiber fill first. Then stuff it inside. Try to make the stuffing as even as possible. After achieving a generally firm result, shape the fabric's curve with your fingers. For the opening part, you can start by adding a small amount of stuffing, then continue stuffing as you go while crocheting the remaining rounds. That's the stuffing method. Continue crocheting to complete the remaining part. After finishing the last round, crochet 1 chain to secure. Leave a yarn tail of about 5 centimeters, then cut the yarn. Tighten the yarn tail. This completes the head section. Set it aside for now. Now let's look at the feet. The crocheting method for all 4 feet is identical. I'll start with the magic ring method. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise from the magic ring. For 3 of the feet, after completing the crocheting, leave a yarn tail of about 5 centimeters and cut the yarn. After finishing the last foot, do not cut the yarn. Refer to the chart to crochet all 4 feet. Next, let's look at the body. It is divided into section 1 and section 2. Section 1 continues crocheting upwards in rounds on top of the 4 feet. After completing section 1, turn the fabric over. Rejoin the yarn to crochet section 2. This will form the bottom part. Please watch me demonstrate. Start crocheting the first round of section 1. Continue with the foot that has the uncut yarn. Begin with 3 chains. Then take the second foot. Start from the first stitch of this foot. Crochet the corresponding number of single crochets in sequence. Pay attention to weaving in the ends. After completing, chain 5. The current 2 feet will serve as the back feet. Then take the third foot. Start from the first stitch. Crochet the corresponding number of single crochets. After finishing, chain 3. Next, take the fourth foot. Start from the first stitch. Crochet the corresponding number of single crochets. After finishing, chain 5. Then insert into the 8th stitch of the first foot. Crochet the corresponding number of single crochets in sequence. Pay attention not to twist the chains and the feet here. After completing, pick up the half loop on the top of the left chain, and make one slip stitch to join. Pull tight. This completes the first round. Below, crochet the second round. Make one beginning chain. In the same insertion position as the slip stitch, crochet one single crochet. Next, pick up the half loops on the top of the left two chains. Crochet one single crochet in each of them. Everyone continues to finish this round. When you encounter a stitch position, crochet one single crochet corresponding to each stitch. When you encounter a chain position, pick up the half loop of the chain and crochet. After completing, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet stitch. Pull tight. That's how you complete the second round. Continue to finish rounds 3 through 8. Next, crochet the 9th round. Make one beginning chain. K stands for skipping a stitch. That is, skip one stitch without crocheting. Crochet one single crochet in the second stitch of the previous round. Continue to finish this round. After completing, join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet stitch. Pull tight. That's how you complete the 9th round. Continue to finish rounds 10 through 18. You will encounter curly brackets later on. Curly brackets mean the same as parentheses. Both indicate a group. Follow the stitch techniques in the chart for crocheting. Next, crochet the 19th round. Make one beginning chain. Crochet two single crochets first. Then crochet to the position of 4 chains in the chart. After completing the 4 chains, hook into the 19th stitch on the left side. Finish the remaining stitches. Join with the first stitch using a slip stitch after completion. Pull tight. That's how you complete the 19th round. Continue to crochet the 20th round. Make one beginning chain. Repeat the stitch pattern in the parentheses 6 times. When crocheting a SC2 tog at the chain position, just crochet into the half loop above the chain. After completion, join with a slip stitch. Pull tight. Crochet one chain to secure. Leave a 15 cm yarn tail, and cut the yarn. Pull the yarn tail through. That completes the 20th round. Next, close the opening. Thread the reserved yarn tail into a sewing needle. Then pass through the half loop closest to you in each stitch. Then pull tight all at once. Next, weave the yarn tail into the fabric and weave in it. Pick up the thread on the wrong side of the fabric and tie a knot. Then weave in a few more stitches following the texture. You can also sew a few stitches at this hole position on the back, so that the hole on the front is not too noticeable. After completion, weave the yarn tail following the texture. This completes section 1 of the body. Next, crochet section 2. Get the yarn. Make a slip knit with the yarn tail. Hold the yarn with your left hand. Place the fabric so that its 4 legs are facing up. On the side with the slip stitch marks. Hook into the middle stitch of these 3 chains. Pick up the other 2 strands and insert the hook. Draw the loop through. Slightly adjust the size of the loop. Make 1 beginning chain. Work 1 single crochet into the same stitch. Pay attention to weaving in the ends. Then pick up the other 2 strands of the left chain. Crochet 1 single crochet. Next, pick up the remaining 7 stitches from this leg. Crochet 1 single crochet into each stitch. After completing, pick up the other 2 strands from the 5 left chains. Crochet 1 single crochet into each one. Everyone continues to finish this round. When you encounter a stitch, pick the stitch and crochet. When you encounter a chain, pick up the other 2 strands of the chain and crochet. There are 7 remaining stitches on each leg. After completing the last stitch, join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. Tighten. That completes the first round. Add stuffing inside the fabric. Pay attention, also stuff the 4 legs. Next, everyone continues to refer to the chart. Finish crocheting the remaining rounds of section 2. After completing the last round, leave a tail of about 15 centimeters. Then close the opening. Tighten the tail. Then thread the tail inside the fabric. Run it through a few times inside the fabric to weave it well. Once done, cut off the excess tail. This completes section 2 of the body. Next, let's look at the neck. Then crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Add the shaping wire and stuffing as you go. Please watch me demonstrate. Tie the yarn tail into a loose knot. Hook into the third chain of the 4 chains on the body. Draw the loop through. Make 1 beginning chain. Then work a round of single crochets. Similarly, pick up the chain position, and crochet with the remaining yarn. If you can't find it precisely, just pick up around the right area and crochet. Pick up the stitch at the single crochet position and work it. After completing, join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Pull tight. That completes the first round. Everyone continue crocheting from the second round to the 10th round. After finishing, cut a piece of shaping wire about 40 centimeters in length, fold it in half. Insert it from above the neck, all the way through to the body inside. Then add the stuffing. Secure the shaping wire in the middle of the neck. Then continue crocheting rounds 11 through 15 of the neck. Be mindful to add stuffing while crocheting. Below, crochet row 16. First, carry the yarn across. Enlarge the loop on the crochet hook. Thread the yarn ball through the loop. Tighten the yarn tail. Hold the yarn with the left hand. Then insert into the 6th stitch on the right side. Yarn over and draw through. Pay attention that the carrying yarn should not be pulled too tight nor too loose. Keep it flat against the inside of the fabric. Make 1 beginning chain. Then complete the corresponding number of single crochets. When you encounter carrying yarn, remember to wrap the carrying yarn. This completes row 16. Move on to row 17. You still need to carry the yarn across first. Stretch the loop. Thread the yarn ball through the loop. Pull tight. Then insert into the second stitch position of row 16. Yarn over and hook out. Pay attention that the carrying yarn should not be pulled too tight nor too loose. Keep it flat against the inside of the piece. Make one beginning chain. Then work the corresponding number of single crochets. As you crochet, wrap the carrying yarn into stitches. This completes row 17. Everyone continue to finish row 18. The carrying yarn technique is the same as row 17. Move on to round 19. Make one beginning chain. Then pick up stitches one by one and work single crochets. After completion, join with the first stitch using a slip stitch. Pull tight. Crochet one chain to secure. Leave about 20 centimeters of yarn tail, then cut the yarn. This completes the neck part. Set it aside for later use. Next, look at the bow. It includes the fabric and ties. After crocheting them separately, attach them to the neck piece. Please watch me demonstrate. Start with a chain. Hold the yarn with your left hand. Reserve about 5 centimeters in front. Position the hook below the yarn. Yarn over. Pinch the crossing point of the loop with your left thumb and middle finger. Position the hook to the left of the yarn. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. This slip knot does not count as a stitch. Slightly tighten it. Adjust the loop size. Then yarn over and make a chain. 1, 2, 3. Continue all the way down to the required number of stitches. That's how you complete the foundation chain. Move on to the first row. Dow 2 means start crocheting from the second chain from the hook. Hook into the second chain from the hook. Work one single crochet. Then work single crochets in the front loop of each chain on the left side. Complete all remaining stitches. That completes the first row. Now move on to the second row. Make one beginning chain. Turn means turn over the fabric. Then hook into the stitches from the previous row. Work one single crochet into each stitch. Complete this row. That completes the second row. Now move on to the third row. Make one beginning chain. Turn the workpiece counterclockwise. Again, pick up the stitches from the previous row. Work single crochets evenly. The third row is done. Everyone, continue and finish the remaining 2 rows. Fasten off the yarn when done. Take these 2 yarn tails and weave them in along the texture to the wrong side of the fabric. After weaving in a few more stitches, cut off the excess tail. Weave in the other one in the same way on the wrong side. That completes the bow fabric. Next, we'll make the ties. Start with the required number of foundation chains. Then work from the second stitch from your hook. Complete the corresponding number of single crochets. Once finished, leave a 15 cm tail for sewing. Now let's sew together. Cut a piece of yarn, in the same color as the bow, thread it into your darning needle. Then grab the bow fabric. Secure the middle position first. Pull tight. Wrap it with the yarn tail. Tie a knot with the 2 yarn tails. Then take the ties. Wrap the middle of the ties around the fabric once. Sew and secure the middle of the ties in place. Slightly sew the bow fabric and the ties together with a few stitches. Once done, tie off on the wrong side and cut the yarn. Thread the reserved tail into your needle. Sew the beginning and ending of the ties together. Finally, slip it over your neck. Secure the ties to the main body with a few stitches. Then thread the tail into the main body and weave in it. This completes the bow.